Mahomes had thrown 2 picks and no TDs heading into the fourth, but with the Chiefs trailing by 10 and just over 8 minutes left, Mahomes engineered 3 scoring drives and KC scored 21 consecutive points. Mahomes, at 24 years, 138 days old, became the youngest player to win both an MVP and a Super Bowl title, and he was the youngest QB to be named Super Bowl MVP. So, Reggie, did Mahomes deserve the MVP?
I think he did, because, for one, without Patrick Mahomes, they don't win that football game.
Sure.
The only other person I would even consider is probably Damian Williams, because I think he played lights out. Every time he touched the football, he was a factor. Even catching the ball to the backfield, he made a couple moves in that game where I was like, that kind of reminded me of myself, the way he was just,
Really?
yeah, the way he was putting his foot in the ground and making guys miss, falling all over the ground, especially on the sideline.
Okay.
I was impressed with Damian Williams, and I thought he did great, but Patrick Mahomes was a true champion in this game. We knew at some point in time it was going to come down to Jimmy G versus Patrick Mahomes. We didn't know at what point in the game it was going to happen, and it ended up happening in the fourth quarter on the biggest stage. One guy is up on a 2-score lead, on a comfortable lead. Another guy just threw an interception in the fourth quarter and is staring defeat in the face. And that is the sign of a true champion. Anytime you can will your team back to win a football game. And then as I'm watching the game, too, I came across a stat that 4 times they had come back from double-digit deficits.
Wow.
2 of those were in the playoffs. And so as I read that stat, I think it was before the fourth quarter, and they were up 2 scores, I said, oh, okay, let's see what's about to happen here, because if they do end up winning this football game, this is going to be an amazing run, an amazing comeback, led by a great quarterback. So I do think Patrick Mahomes deserved to win that MVP in that game.
Reggie, I don't know if you saw this stat, but I know a quarterback that had been 0 for 7 or maybe 0 for 8 when trailing by double digits. But that ain't none of my business.
He don't play for the team with a star on it.
I
Honestly, I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know. I'm lost.
There's a guy.
You make these cryptic references. You're the Tom Brady of undisputed.
Well, there's a guy that wants a contract that he's probably going to get franchised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because clearly you weren't talking about Tom Brady.
No, Skip, look. In the words of Tim Tebow, you remember, Skip, that Thursday night game with the Jets? They were playing the Jets. Tim Tebow says, nobody touches this ball but me. Nobody gets the MVP but my homeboy. Damian Williams played unbelievable, but he didn't run them back into the game. You do realize that, right, Skip? He didn't run them back into the game. My homeboys had to be great. Reminds me, I know another guy that won the Super Bowl MVP after throwing an interception late in the ball game, Jenny, and then came on and had one of the historically great fourth quarters. You remember that, Skip? Against the Legion of Boom?
Name him.
No, I ain't
Name him.
Nope, I don't do that.
Wait, we're talking, excuse me, I got to talk to the camera. We're talking about Tom Brady. He threw for 124 yards in the fourth quarter against the Legion of Boom. 2 touchdowns, and they won it with another clutch late drive. Thank you. Next question.
Okay, that's what he did. And what did my homeboys do? Against the San Francisco 49ers, the number 2 defense in football. Patrick Mahomes went and got him 21 straight.
Yep.
And you talking about he don't deserve the MVP after that performance?
I haven't spoken yet.
Look, everybody, for the most part, a lot of people thought this was over. After he threw that interception, Skip, they're already down 2 scores with the 49ers, the way they're running the football. And, Reggie, you said we knew this was going to come down to Jimmy Garoppolo versus Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, if Kansas City makes it come down to that, I'm not going to do it on my own.
Right.
I'm definitely not going to take the ball out of those running backs' hands, Debo hand, and hand it to Jimmy G and say, Jimmy, I want you to go head-to-head with Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
There are very few quarterbacks, Skip, that can go toe-to-toe with this young man. Jimmy G definitely isn't one of those, but there's no other person that could have got that MVP other than my homeboy.
I am so disappointed in my man Reggie Bush this morning because he did not defend the faith of the running back.
Yeah, I love the running backs, but
Give him credit.
this is my thing. This is my thing. Hold on, I don't want to cut you off. But because without Damian Williams, I still think they can win that game.
Yes.
Without Patrick Mahomes, they cannot win that football game.
Fair.
I
Skip?
believe Damian Williams got robbed of an MVP that he deserved because he starred in the shadows of Mahomes boy. Patrick Mahomes Jordan, as I call him, because he's already the Michael Jordan of this NFL.
As a matter of
right?
fact, he ahead of Jordan, 3 years into the league. That's
Yeah. Damian Williams had more wire-to-wire impact in this game, in which I remind you, somehow Kansas City controlled the clock in this game.
Yeah.
So they kept, but this is bizarre, but they actually kept the Niners running game off the field. If you can get that through your head.
Yeah.
It was 33-27 in clock minutes in favor of Damian Williams' team.
Damian Williams,
Damian Williams did more with less than Patrick Mahomes did, because I got to tell you, by Patrick Mahomes' legendary standards, he still had a bad night.
He did?
My favorite stat, QBR. He had a grand total of 62 on a scale of 0 to 100, Mr. Sharpe. That was the lowest QBR of any quarterback who's ever won the Super Bowl MVP. So it was I'll give you average at best night for an MVP. Really?
How many of those quarterbacks that won the MVP that were down by 10 points in the fourth quarter?
Well, let's see about what Damian Williams did. Let's see what happened, because he ran 7 times for first downs. This is hard to do, because I can show you a bunch of Reggie Bush games where he didn't get to run 7 times for first downs. And I got a whole list of them, but it's too long to go through, because there are 2 of them that are 4th and somethings, 4th and 1, 4th and 2, where he got the call and he got the first down.
Yeah, I forgot about those 4th and 1s.
Okay, he did 2 of them.
You're right.
2 of them.
You're right.
Twice he caught swing passes that I thought were going nowhere fast. And to your point, he went Reggie Bush on a couple of 3 defenders over on the perimeter. And before I knew it, he's loose for another first down. So there are 2 more first downs. And then we get to the 2 game-deciding plays. And one is 3rd and goal from the 5, and he takes a little swing pass, and he makes the play of the night on the pylon. And it's a great athletic burst play. Here it is. And he somehow gets the ball across the plane.
Reggie knows this. When you catch him the swing pass, it's the quarterback. You see where he put that ball? He put it on his right so he can just turn and go up the field.
It's a nice throw. I will give you that.
And did you see my homeboy lay out for that first down?
Okay.
With that scramble skip like Superman.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Bosa on his heels. With Bosa on his heels.
Yeah.
So wait, your MVP, your runaway, no doubt MVP, threw 2 picks in the game, and he lost 2. Well, he fumbled twice, but he didn't lose them.
Yeah.
But he was very lucky not to lose either one of them.
Very lucky to lose
one
that
of them
sack
squirts,
loss.
the one down on the goal line squirts backward. It could have gone right over his shoulder, and ooh,
But think about what that was, Skip. Wasn't that 3rd and 14, 3rd and 13, in which he got 12 yards on the scramble?
I'll give you that. But the other one, Bosa gets him, and it was right before the first interception. But Bosa knocks the ball loose, and it just happened to bobble right back up to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And then on the next play, he throws an interception. And then on the second interception, he does not really look at Tyreek. He's looking to his right, and he throws it across body to his left, and he misses Tyreek by a yard behind him, and he pops it up into an interception. I'm just saying, this is your MVP, your no doubt MVP.
Right.
And then who closed the deal? Final nail in the coffin. Listen, Damian Williams, you said you compared it to the John Riggins run, but that was a burst now.
Yeah, that run.
Oh, he can run. That's Skip. The dude ran 4-4. He ran 4-4 coming out of college.
Damn. No, I know.
If I'm a running back, I want to play in the Kansas City Chiefs offense, because you're never going to see more than 5, maybe 6 guys in the box.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know, he does have some Reggie in him. He's got some.
But Skip,
I like him.
And again, I watched him for 2 years at the University of Oklahoma. Unfortunately, mid-second year, he got kicked off the team, which is why he did not get drafted. Dolphins signed him as an undrafted free agent. And then, boom, he winds up with Andy Reid, who's taken in all the problem players over the years, because Andy says, I'm Father Flanagan.
Yeah.
I will save their souls.
Yeah, he got a home
and they can also
wayward football players.
wayward football players. And this is another one.
Let me ask you, but if somebody would have told you, says, okay, the 49ers defense, they're going to sack Mahomes 4 times. They're going to pick him off twice. Oh, they winning that game going away.
Okay.
That's what he was able to overcome. That's why you got to give it to him, Skip.
So think about this. Damian Williams, on 11 of his 21 touches, they went for first downs or touchdowns. Trust me, that's hard to do.
It is.
It's a lot of work in one night, but it gets overshadowed by Mahomes.
Yeah.
And I'm still saying the 3rd and 15 throw to Tyreek, he just basically he slung a duck because he got blasted by DeForest Buckner, who's 6 feet 7 inches tall, and he just sort of whipped it up in the air. And I told Shannon earlier, I'm watching with my wife. I turned to Ernestine. As soon as it left his hand, I said, that's his 3rd pick.
Yeah.
and it just sort of floats down, and Tyreek waved his hand for a fair catch, and he caught it. He turned around backwards and caught it.
I mean, just
okay,
think.
this is your MVP that you're telling me.
Yeah,
okay?
he deserved that.
Okay, he made one really big-time throw to Sammy Watkins.
He made a bunch of them. Got
No,
Tyreek.
No.
On the move,
Just
Skip, you
one.
saw the ones he was Travis Kelce. Oh, man, Skip. Oh, dude, special. He's special. If you got to deal, the only thing that I hate, he's in the Broncos division for the next decade.
Yeah, he's so special, you picked the 49ers.
That ain't got to do.
He's so special, you said Jimmy G was going to be the MVP. So special.
As I posted on my IG, he's still my Mahomes boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all that too.
So you feel strongly both ways?
Yep.
Okay.
He's the best quarterback in football.
Okay.
I think today you could agree with me, Skip. It's okay to agree. Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. Say it with me.
Until Tom Brady becomes the 49ers quarterback next year. Then we'll have a whole different conversation.
A whole different discussion.
Tom Brady can play for the 49ers, the Patriots. He can combine the team. He ain't better than Tom. He ain't gonna ever be better than Pat Mahomes moving forward. It's over for him.
Should have beaten him 3
the
times.
Big moments, just better than Jimmy G. Reggie, so good to have you today to discuss everything Super Bowl. Did the Chiefs win it? Or did the Niners lose it? We'll ask former Chief Orlando Scandrick.
Well,
he is here. Let's get his thoughts next.